there are things you ought to do when you hear him. The first thing you do when you hear the voice of God is to document it. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. So whenever God shows you something, or whenever God tells you something, have a habit of documenting it. You make history with God when you document his voice. You make history with God when you document his voice. When God talks to you, shows you a dream or a vision, prophecy, or whatever he tells you, document it. Now, for many years, I have a habit of writing what God tells me or what God shows me. All right? So I document it and I put the date. I put the date and I put the time. Sometimes I put the venue, location. So that's how I document the voice of God. And when I'm doing that, I'm making history with him. I notice that when I document what God is saying, he's willing to talk to me more because he knows I will not forget. I will not forget. I documented it somewhere. I wrote it down somewhere. So it's an honor to God when you document what he tells you. Let me say it again. It's a sign of honor to God when you document what he's telling you. It's a sign of respect. You honor his voice when you do that. You steward his voice. You host his voice when you do that, right? Okay, this is very, very important. The next thing you do after God talks to you is you take action. Maybe it's an instruction. So the next thing is action, obedience. Don't waste time. Delayed obedience is disobedience. If God asks you to do something and you are delaying, to him is disobedience already. You don't waste time when you are sure that God spoke to you and you know he spoke to you and you understood that he's the one. The next thing to do is to obey him. Don't waste time. All right? The only time you ask for confirmation or conviction is when the instruction is not clear. If the instruction is not clear, ask him for confirmation, ask for clarification and conviction. But when you know that God spoke to you, it's very clear that he spoke to you, you document it and you swing into action. Obey him, do what he said, because delayed obedience is disobedience. All right? Then you protect that voice. You protect the voice of God. How do you do it? It's not everybody who tell what God said. There are things that God showed me and there are things that God told me that I don't tell people. I keep it to myself. I document it and I keep it to myself. Right? Until I feel a release in my spirit to tell somebody, then I will tell the person. Right? So you have to be careful to protect the voice of God. Protect his voice. Right? Because God will value the fact that you protect his voice. Not everybody can hear God. So if you are privileged to hear his voice, he expects you to honor his voice, document it, do what he said, and guard that privilege. God bless you.